Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I've got 10 o'clock, so I call this meeting to order. We'll begin as usual with the invocation followed by the pledges. Dear Lord, I come to you this morning and thank you for the start of a new week, a new day. We thank you, Lord, for the chance to be here. Pray that you'd guide us in all the decisions we make today and in the week ahead. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
All right, the next item on our agenda is citizens communication. Anyone with us who would like to address the court on any county-related business is welcome to do so.
Hey, Paige.
Good morning.
Morning,
I
Paige.
just want to give a shout out to Oscar Stiles, who
Okay.
actually works the courtesy station in Precinct 1. And he actually got audited for his spraying of his chemicals for his license and everything. And he passed it with flying colors.
Great.
Right.
And so with the help of Sarah that got him a map and everything, he was very excited and he did a great job.
That's great.
All right.
Good
Thank you
there.
for that.
Thank you. All right, what other comments might we have for citizens communication? All right, I guess I have one quick thing. I had, someone had inquired on whether our airport flight promotion also extends to elected officials. It does not. The way we have that flyer and promotion printed up, that's for employees of the entities that are eligible, and so not elected officials. So wanted to answer that. If one person or two asked me, perhaps others were wondering. So wanted to clarify that. Anything up here before we move on?
I think I'm
Okay.
good.
All right, then we will move right along to item number 4, which is to consider approval of minutes and take appropriate action. Each of you have a copy of those minutes in front of you.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 5, consider approval of accounts payable and take appropriate action.
Accounts payable for May 19th, 2025 are $1,144,399.43. Supplemental payments are $118,513.22.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Michelle. Item 6 is to receive monthly and quarterly reports from various county officials and departments and take appropriate action.
Good morning. Today we have reports from the County Treasurer and Justice of the Peace Precinct Number 3.
Move to receive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 7, consider approval of bond forfeiture releases and take appropriate action.
We have none this morning.
Very good. Thank you, Heidi. Number 8 then is to consider approval of Citizens Medical Center interim vendor payments. We have a May 15th memo from the hospital showing those interim vendor payments in the amount of $176,794.15. And the ACH report on that same date totaled $2,659,400.89.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Our next item, item number 9, is to hear an introduction of the Victoria County 360 Citizens Education Program and take appropriate action. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, Judge and
Good morning,
Commissioners.
Lauren.
How are y'all doing today?
Good.
Doing well.
So I'm very excited to announce the Victoria County 360 program. Myself, along with incredible employees, have been working behind the scenes for the last couple of months, developing a logo, creating our mission statement. So I want to give a shout out to the committee members real quick, and that would be Amanda Reyes, Rick McBrayer, Jenna Banda, Jessica Kalmus, Chris Nicholson has helped out, and Madison Heibel has helped out as well. So we're very excited that it's coming to fruition. We officially launched the registration on Wednesday at Judge's State of the County. So I just wanted to give a high-level overview of what the academy will be about, or program, excuse me. So this 6-week program is a free program to our residents who want to learn more about the county, engage with their elected officials, learn about the different departments that we have here at the county. It's going to give us an opportunity to empower, engage, and inform our residents of Victoria. So we have a lot of great projects going on, and so this was just a great opportunity to bring it all together for them and showcase our program. The program will launch on September 30th. It will be it will be every Tuesday for 6 weeks from September 30th with graduation on November 4th. All that information is on our website at vctx.org. And we do have a fun promo video that we'd like to play for you as well.
County government works, from everyday operations. Welcome to Victoria County 360. Didn't we have audio in this video?
Yes.
It may be better this way. I don't know.
It might be. A face for radio and a voice for silent TV.
There you go. A throwback to the silent movie era.
It worked on Wednesday.
It worked well on Wednesday. I like the logo. It's pretty sharp.
Yep.
As we're figuring that out, so the Victoria County 360, we really wanted to get a full circle look at the county. We have amazing history that we wanted to continue to highlight, but we're also moving forward and being very progressive with the different projects. So the 360, again, was just an opportunity to show our residents that it is full circle. We love our history, but, we're doing all these great projects as well.
Right.
So and then as far as our mission statement, the empower, the engage, and inform, we want to inform them, but we want them to inform us as well. We want them to share with us and close that gap of communication to help us facilitate their needs and hear from them as well. And then to empower, we want them to get a great experience with us. We want them to learn what's happening and then to go back into the community and share that on our behalf, excuse me, as they complete the program. So eventually we'll have an alumni group that will help us with that as well. And then, so engage, empower, inform, and then, okay, so the engagement again would be the building those relationships and establishing communication between our residents. It's like that awkward silent moment.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I mean, we've seen it, and I'll describe it. It was great. It was a good.
It is a great program. I will point out that,
It was great. It had fireworks and everything. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's where
So since our launch on Wednesday, we have received about a dozen applicants already. We are
really?
accepting, yep.
I was about to ask you.
Yes,
That's
yes.
good.
So we're excited on that. We are capping the course at 25 attendees. That gives us a good manageable number for space and for engagement and keeping it close knit, and so we can continue to have those interactions.
yeah, I applaud your work on this, Lauren.
Yeah, this is neat.
Prior to you coming on board, we really didn't have the bandwidth to roll this out. But this is shaping up to be an outstanding program. I know a lot of different counties have a program like this of various degrees, but I think this is really going to set
Oh, yeah.
a standard in this neck of the woods, really showcasing all that we do, all that we have.
Well, I appreciate that.
Because one thing that I have seen, and I pointed it out before, a lot of folks in the community, our residents, really don't know all of what the county does, which is really an expansive array of services and programs and a lot of things that might even be out of the public eye. This is a chance for them to get an overview from our departments, our offices, and really
Right.
have a better understanding, deeper understanding about what all we do, and to, in a really engaging way. So this is exciting.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, but again, I'm surrounded by incredible people that were just as passionate about the program to help put it all together. And the agenda will be sent to those applicants that are accepted into the program. So once we narrow that down, the committee, as far as who our attendees will be, they will receive the itemized agenda for the program as well. We will have optional tours with the courthouse. We plan on going out to the airport, animal services, once the new building's done. Right, Mark? There we are. So yes, and then the the sheriff is on board to do a K-9 demo.
Oh, nice.
They'll come down to the EOC. We're going to be going to the Heritage Building where our classes will be held. So again, it's the array of things that are happening in the county and gives them a good introduction to what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to Victoria County 360.
There you go.
A full circle look at your county in action. This free program gives you a front row seat on how your county government works, from everyday operations to the major projects shaping our future. Led by elected officials and department heads, you'll explore county services, tour key buildings, and uncover the rich history that makes Victoria County, Texas, so unique and a leader in our region. It's more than just learning. It's about building connections, gaining insight, and becoming an empowered part of your community. Victoria County 360, your community, our future.
Awesome.
The application is live, like you said, Lauren.
Yes,
And
sir.
yeah, after we had played this at the State of the County address last week, got an enthusiastic response afterwards. People were excited about it, and I think a dozen apps so far in the first few days is a good sign, and off to a good start. So
Agreed.
thank you for that, Lauren, and everybody else who played a part in this, and those who will be a part of it going forward. It's a great program and really a good step forward. So we're excited about it.
Awesome. Us too. Thank y'all so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Lauren.
Appreciate it, Lauren.
And, for any watching online, you can apply on our website, vctx.org. It should have an application, and you can send that in to us. The deadline, what did you say, Lauren? July 30th. Okay, so there's plenty of time to apply, and then that'll begin the end of September. All right, moving on in our agenda to item number 10. That is to consider approval of a disaster recovery services agreement with Ashbrit, Inc., Amendment Number 4, and take appropriate action. Good morning, Rick.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. So
Morning,
what we have
Rick.
in front of you is going to be the renewal for the Ashbrit contract that we have in place for 5 years. We wrote the contract back in 2020. FEMA allowed us to do a 2-year extension on that contract, with 1-year extensions being brought to the court each year. So ours is now on your agenda today. We also go hand in hand with the city, so the cities will be on the city council agenda for, I think, the first week of June.
Okay.
And so the contracts, if they are familiar with the contract with Ashbrit and Tetra Tech, which is a monitoring firm, we line up with the cities as well, and actually you get points added on to your matrix of grading if you bid on both the city and the counties. And so
Okay.
it's beneficial for us to have
Makes
that. Side note, we had a meeting with Ashbrit late last week. They had come down to look at debris management sites for us. So we're set, ready to go for this upcoming season, should we need to pull the contract on their services. So once again, a reminder on 2017, total cubic yards in our community, a little over 700,000 cubic yards within the city and the county both. Cradle to grave operations, less than 45 days. And that is
Incredible. is what that
incredible,
is, yeah.
which is why you buy and get a contract with the best company out there. So.
Right.
But yep, so there you have it. So this is up for renewal. There is a small CPI increase. Does not go over the 5% that we capped them at. So it's a 3.9, I think, 3.19% increase on the pricing, but that's fair for market value. So this is going to include the extension plus the CPI increase.
Got it. Well, thank you for preparing this, Rick, bringing it to us.
Not a problem.
Do we have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Motion approved. Thanks, Rick. All right, item number 11 on the agenda is to authorize the dedication of county funds in the amount of $1,165,000 for pre-application schematic design and engineering services to be reimbursed upon grant award for the Victoria Regional Airport terminal parking lot improvements and take appropriate action. Good morning, Lenny.
Good morning, Judge, morning,
Morning, Lee.
Commissioners. I'm very happy to announce to you, guys, that the FAA continues to support our projects as we're moving along with Taxiway Charlie. The FAA wants to go ahead and start the design of the south taxiways and actual reconstruction of taxiway 1331. What this preliminary design, or what we call the PER, Preliminary Engineering Report, AKA 30%, this 30% engineering, what it will do for us, it will find out what needs to be done to the taxiways, what needs to be to the runway, what the different ways of reconstructing this runway we can find, what kind of recommendations are going to be made as far as everything contained within that design. After the 30% design is done, the FAA will look at all these particular ways to do this runway and taxiways, and they will give us the go-ahead in one particular way, and we move ahead. They had made $1.165 million available for the design, and also involves the construction and reimbursement for the design of the parking lots for the terminal parking lots.
Okay, and that, I guess I had a question on that to clarify. I know we're talking about the schematic design for the runway, so we're blending the parking lot improvement along with that?
Yes, that's what the FAA wanted to do.
Okay.
Okay.
So of this amount, the 1.165, how much of that is attributable to the taxiway runway project versus the airport?
It's about $850,000, I believe, about the design of the runway, and the rest will be for the taxiway, for the parking lots.
Parking lot,
However, the FAA, as you know, they put a number out,
right.
but this final number will probably change a little bit depending on where the bids come out for the parking lots.
Okay.
So if the bid of the parking lots come a little lower than expected, then the number might change. If they come above a little bit, the FAA will complement some more money in order to get the project done. So this is a number that is, in essence, ready to go. These are estimates. And once we get all of these bids, which is the next item in the list to go out to bids for the parking lots. But once we get more accurate numbers, I can give you a breakdown of those parking lots, what the cost is.
Okay, and then, so this 1.165 is fronting the county upfront paying for the
Design.
30% of the design, and then also, well, for both of those projects. When do we anticipate being reimbursed for that?
So Judge, as everything goes with the grants, most likely if we get started today, within a couple of months, we probably have a signed and executed grant, and the money will be allocated, and we can start doing the drawdowns. We already fronted the design on the parking lots, so that we can go ahead and start collecting from the top. And as the construction project starts and the invoices continue to come, as Michelle can let you know, those are pretty fast. So from the time we pay them, within a couple of weeks, we get reimbursed by the FAA. So it's pretty fast how we get the reimbursement.
Is that how it worked with Taxiway Charlie?
Yep, Taxiway Charlie, actually, if you remember, you fronted $1.2,
Yeah.
$1.3 million, all of that, one payment paid. It's been already paid back.
Okay, and we got that, when did that, we were reimbursed a while back on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a while, Judge.
Okay,
So-
okay,
So it's pretty efficient
okay.
that way.
And the
Seems that way.
reimbursement is at 90%, because
90%,
this is a
correct.
90-10 grant.
Correct.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, well, I know the effort of fronting the money to get the projects rolling has served us well in the past, and I think the court is agreeable to do that once again. Michelle, any questions on your end about how that would unfold?
No.
Okay.
I think we got it down pat now.
All right, good.
Got our process down. Okay. I'm good to go on
No,
this,
sir.
Commissioner?
We're good.
Okay. Do we have a
I'm good.
motion to approve item number 11?
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. And then number 12 is to consider approval of an authorization to advertise the invitation for bids for the parking lot rehabilitation for the Victoria Regional Airport and take appropriate action.
Judge and Commissioners, this is just kind of following up on the previous item. One of the steps that we have to do is we have to go out to bids. Once the bids come in, we get those numbers. We let the FAA know what the numbers that they came in, and at that point, the FAA will adjust the grant, actually. If it requires more money, they will adjust that, and actually also would adjust to 10% also. But this is the first step that we have to do on the parking lots, since the design is completely done already.
Lenny, can you share a little bit about the design, like what we're talking about? You're talking about redoing the existing one and the side one?
Correct.
On the
So-
south
so
side?
what we're doing is-
3 total, isn't it?
3?
Yeah, three.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, three. It's a total of about 50,000 square feet of parking lots.
Okay,
So what it does is there's two little parking lots in the front that we count as one, but there's a dividing lane in the middle. It will completely reconstruct those two, and then the adjacent one right behind them,
Sure.
the large one, that will be also reconstructed completely. And then as a bonus, we get in the one on the side that is used, there's a few parking spaces there that we use for enterprise, but the rest are for anybody to park.
okay.
So it's actually, we're adding some more parking spaces because that third little parking lot was never really
Is it-
considered a full parking lot.
I guess part of it, I mean, looking like material-wise, like a hot mix, like how highways are, not a chip seal, like with
No,
the
no,
rock.
this is
Like
not
where it's
chip seal.
smoother.
Yeah, this is not chip seal, sir.
Right.
We're working the base.
I know everybody dragging their, right the way it
Correct.
is right now. with the
You
rock.
don't want to give the passengers a headache, believe me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured
I think
that's what it
there's- The
was.
drawings actually are, that's what you can see. There was a few things that the FAA was very gracious about approving. And as you can see on the parking lot that we were just talking, the little one to the bottom of the page, there was a little bit of drainage issues, and especially going under the road. Commissioner Sexton helped us out a couple times there too. There's a collapsed pipe underneath, and this project is going to help us to replace that pipe. We're not going to do a pipe. We're actually going to do concrete with metal grade on top so we can clean it, and we will never have the problem with the pipe collapsing anymore. So we're taking care of all of that as part
Yeah,
of
it
the
looks
project.
good.
Now, does this take into account for like maybe future usage of, like you mentioned, enterprise, like a rental car setup?
So the idea is, Commissioner, if we were to get a grant in the future for a new terminal, then that terminal will include its new parking lot. The terminal building as is today, we're looking at possibilities of making that the new FBO, and possibilities of some of that parking lot if we get, enterprise to base at the airport.
Okay.
Maybe have some of that parking spaces.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be
Very
really nice.
good.
Yeah,
That'll be
very
good.
nice.
And I can tell you, I mean, very thankful to the FAA. This parking lot project was hard to, get them to approve because, obviously parking lots are not first priority
Right.
on the grand scheme of the FAA. Runways, taxiways, and all of those are. But the FAA came visit with me a few months ago, and I was able to show them and, show the need for the airport, and they were very nice to
Okay.
approve this.
Very
Could there be an option of concrete, or would that expense be too high?
We could, but I don't think the FAA would pay for concrete. However, we can always look into us paying the
That sure would be
difference.
nice.
Yeah.
Paying the difference would be probably something that we can do. But, it's a little more expensive and right now.
I understand.
Yep.
Okay, just
All
a
right.
question. I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on item number 12. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. And then lastly, related to the airport, number 13 is to receive for the record the executed documentation establishing an electrical utility easement to service the airfield vault at Victoria Regional Airport and take appropriate action.
Yeah, Judge and Commissioners, as you might remember, this was approved by you, but needed to be put in a right format. This is an AEP easement that will bring electrical to the electrical vault that will control all the lighting system for the airport. Now we have the right format, and it's been signed and executed by the judge, and it's been already sent it to AEP, so it's in front of you for your approval.
Okay.
For you to receive, actually.
How was this done before? Is this just a formality to draw up an easement for them for an existing line, or is this something new?
I can't speak for way in the past, but AEP has always had some type of easements. They
Okay.
like to have exclusive easements. They don't want
Yeah.
anybody else laying it. But this is the first I've done in the 8 years that I've been with the county.
Okay.
This was one that we had been sent to us previously, and we discussed how to
Correct.
make it correct for recording purposes.
okay.
This is now a
remember.
recordable document, and once y'all are done with it here, we'll have it recorded in the official public record.
And as it goes, Commissioner, we had a sample
Yeah.
that John provided to me, but AEP likes their exclusive, so this is the way AEP requires all the
Understand.
easements.
Okay. All right. Sounds straightforward. Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive for the record that document. All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Lenny. Item 14 is to consider approval of the creation of a regular part-time custodian position at the Victoria County Regional Juvenile Justice Center and take appropriate action. Good morning, Gianni.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning.
I didn't see Pam and Kelly this morning. I think they were a little busy, but this is essentially, they have a current employee serving as a temporary extra help. They would like to continue regularly scheduling her to work 30 hours a week. In order to remain compliant under FLSA, we need to change her employment category. This doesn't ask for any additional funding from the court. It is all included in their extra help line item. So it's just moving money, creating a new GL code for the position, so they can continue to use the employee to fill that need.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. Sounds good.
Michelle, the auditor's office, helped us create a budget amendment. I don't know if it's included in the budget amendments ones or if we want to include it, but I did bring a copy with me. So you can put it in this item as well.
Yeah, if you have that
that'd be great.
available.
All right.
So in total, it's $14,715. It's being moved within there.
Okay.
Okay.
So simply being moved
Yeah,
from
just-
extra help to that
Yeah.
Yep.
permanent custodial
Okay.
position.
Sounds straightforward enough. Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Gianni.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pass this.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
Sign it?
Yeah, two separate things.
I got you. Apologize.
Item number 15 on our agenda is to consider approval of the following resolutions for road donations and take appropriate action. A, Resolution 2025-042, valued at $1,250, installation of a 24 by 30-inch pipe and material from Joey Coatney at 258 Savannah Ranch Road in Precinct 4. And B is Resolution 2025-043, valued at $700, installation of a 15 by 30 pipe and material from Billy Wright at 886 Wishcamper Road, also in Precinct number 4.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 16 is to consider authorization of payment to Staff Concrete Construction for certificate of payment number 4 for retainage in connection to the Victoria County downtown parking lot improvement projects and take appropriate action. This looks like it's an invoice, a payment in the amount of $30,445.
Judge Commissioners, this is the final payment on this project. It includes the retainage and brings the total project cost to $608,916.37, which is about almost $5,000 less than the original bid. So we're very pleased with the work that staff did and recommend you authorize this final payment.
Thank you, John. We're happy to see that project.
I just want to throw my 10 cents worth in that they did an outstanding job. Like
Yeah,
John
I
said.
agree.
They really did,
very
working with everybody, I moved to approve this final payment.
Second.
Excellent. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, John. Item number 17 is to consider approval of an offer of $14,000 in funding from the Hogg Foundation for Mental Health to host a 2025 Wellbeing in Rural Communities Conference to be held in Victoria, Texas, and take appropriate action. Good morning, David.
Morning, Judge Commissioners.
Morning, David.
So this is an additional grant through the Hogg Foundation for Be Well. This allows Be Well Victoria and the Health Department the opportunity to showcase projects and initiatives that they've been working on over the past, I guess, 5 to 7 years on that project to grant and community partners. This is every year the Hogg Foundation goes to different communities that have this Hogg Foundation Mental Health Grant and showcases all the projects in a form of a conference. This helps with expenses for the venues, food, conference travel, and then any other conference supplies they need. And the conference dates are July 15th through the 16th.
Gotcha. Very good. Well, thank you for that, David.
We
Any
need-
questions on this?
We need to move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thanks again, David. Item number 18 is to receive notice of resignation from Drew Pilkington, Assistant County Fire Marshal, and take appropriate action. Drew, of course, has resigned, moved on to other things. We wish him the best, and that was the reason. Well, I was out last week, but that was the reason the court put Marshall in as the interim county fire marshal. Again, we wish him all the best, and this would be simply to acknowledge notice of that resignation.
Move to receive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 19, consider approval of Forney Payment Application 12 for the Citizens Medical Center. This would be the ICU expansion project, and take appropriate action. And you have a copy of that payment application in front of you.
Okay. Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 20 is authorization of the creation of the following line items. A is the VC 360 program line item. B is the budget amendment allocating $5,000 to that line item. C is a community engagement line item. And D is a budget amendment putting $2,000 into that newly created line item.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 21, consider approval of the following 2025 budget amendments and take appropriate action. A, general fund, various departments, revenues and expenditures, and B, airport fund expenditures.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Okay, I should have included, Gianni handed me
Yeah, she
that.
got here.
Did I lose that?
What, you talking about the two walk-ins or we talking?
We had a budget amendment.
Oh,
Oh, it already went
Oh,
down that
it
way.
already went
Okay.
down,
I'll back up slightly to clarify that 21 also includes that budget amendment, and that was the budget amendment effectuating the change in juvenile detention from the temporary help to the part-time permanent position.
Approve, move to approve the additional
second.
if you need it.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. And now item number 22 is to consider approval of personnel changes and take appropriate action. We
Yep.
have what was in the packet, but Gianni, you had a couple extra items.
Yeah, just a correction to one from last week in terms of the dollar amount on the cell phone allowance. The change in status had it rounded up. So for payroll purposes and accuracy, we just put the correct amount reflected there. And then as well as Drew's change in status. for
Okay.
assassination.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
Move for approval.
we have
Second.
a motion and a second to approve what was in the packet with those add-ons. All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Our next item is a closed session for a few different reasons. 23 is closed session for economic development, for personnel in various departments, and for real property. We will go ahead and go into closed session now for those purposes. The time is 10:37 a.m.
I didn't notice we had that.
coming out of closed session at 11:20 a.m. Item 24 is to return to open meeting and take any action deemed necessary. There is no need to take any action at this time, so we will stand adjourned at 11:20 a.m.